Welcome everyone to Stu's Cruise Getaways and Travel. This is Stuart here. And I'm just going to wait a few minutes until people start showing up. Here's the craziest thing. I just did this whole stream and did not go live on YouTube. So here I am doing the whole thing again. This is hilarious. And I even thought that was a good stream, so let's see what we can do. Give y'all a little bit more time, just saying. Let's see. Wait, hold up. Alright. Hello? Swear I heard something. Alright. Well, let's give y'all a couple more seconds. Let me put my phones here on vibrate. Don't want no noise this time. Alright, everyone. Welcome to Stu's Cruise Getaways and Travel. If you watched my video that I put out yesterday, it was on the why you should choose a travel agent. And guess what? If you want to know why, go watch the video. I mean, if you have questions, I'll answer them. I'm just saying, right now my main idea is to get through and try to introduce myself some more, why I do what I do. And there is some big news I think I would like to put out. I'll do a video on it later, but just to put it out there in the world so someone knows about it. And as well as some deals going on. Alright, so a bit about myself. Every time I say this, I am a veteran. Proudly served in the United States Army. And my first duty station was in Germany. So I lived in Germany for about 2 years. With a little hiccup out in the middle, I did go to Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan for a year. So let's say about 16 months in Germany. And it was great. I learned about different cultures. I learned about different parts of the world when I was in Germany. I visited places like France, Italy, Austria, Ireland, Iceland, and learned a different culture and a different way of life. In America, we just get in our cars and go. We jump in an airplane and go, and it takes forever to get somewhere. What was it? Florida to Montana is about a 3-day trip, stopping, sleeping. So, going to Germany, you jump on the train and you be anywhere. For a fee, but you go anywhere. So it is very nice. But like I said, I've been to Afghanistan. I'm not going to say it's the greatest place I've ever been to. But some of it's some of the most beautiful place I've ever been to. I've seen the Himalayas. I've been, like I said, to Uzbekistan, which is a whole nother experience. Later on in life, I met a guy from Uzbekistan. We were pretty good friends while in college, so it was nice to meet him. We were able to talk a little bit about Uzbekistan. And, Kyrgyzstan was cold. Both times I went, going to Afghanistan from Afghanistan, it was cold. Frozen. Ice cold. Also been to Qatar and Kuwait on that deployment. So, I've seen Indian Ocean and Kuwait. And if you don't know what Qatar is, that is not island. It's on, I want to say it's on the Indian Ocean. It's part of the Middle East. It's a small little country that hosted the World Cup. So, yay! Go! Hold on, let me grab a drink here from my Cayman Island. If you didn't hear me last night, I'm a Cayman Island specialist. They sent me a nice little Nice metal cup. Got some tea up in there. So yeah, crazy. There's some crazy things that went on over there, but it was beautiful. And then after that, went back to Germany. And then after Germany, while in Germany, I've seen some stuff that didn't even know existed. Been to Heidelberg, which was a military base at the time, and that's a city within a castle. So you have to go through the castle to get in there. I've been to Frankenstein's castle. Didn't know that was a real castle. I just thought it was a book. But yeah, apparently there's a true castle. The idea of the story came from. And the Neuschwanstein Castle, if you know anything about that, that is where Walt Disney got the idea for Cinderella's castle. Funny story, it's a castle that's not complete. And most of the German castles were not completed. Because I want to say there was a king who wanted all these castles built. And I want to say it was around the time of World War One and World War II, one of them. And they just couldn't finish. So, but it's there and it is beautiful and it was cold. I went, when did we go? February, March of 06. And that had some snow. It's right there next to the Swiss Alps. And that's where they go snow skiing. It was cold. So, from there, moved to Louisiana. All in the military. Visit all around there. And then once I got out, Georgia, Florida, Montana. Some of the most beautiful country in the United States or the world that I've ever seen. Western Montana, Wyoming, northern Utah, south and eastern Idaho. It is remarkable. It is beautiful. The mountains, the rivers, the creeks, the countrysides, the small towns. I've been to a town, I say it was Roberts, and it was like 25 people or something like that. It was crazy. So it's, beautiful. And like I said, I've been around the world, and that's some of the most beautiful, that is the most beautiful area I've ever been. Maybe later on in life, that will change. But right now, that was the most beautiful areas I've ever seen. But I have, lived in Montana, Idaho, Washington, Utah, Rhode Island. Nothing wrong. I just too cold. About that, I know it's crazy to think, but cold. It was negative 22 this morning when I went to my doctor's appointment, and in Pensacola there was 5 inches of snow. So something crazy is going on here. And if you are watching, you have any questions, please ask them. I have no problem answering any questions you may have. That is my job, to answer questions for you. And like I said, watch the video for everything. But the one good thing about having a travel agent is I'm there to answer questions. I'm there to get questions answered. And I'm there to fight on your behalf. So just know that. So I did all this traveling and moved to Ohio December 1st. And was like, what am I going to do? I moved up here. My daughter got into college, so that's why we moved. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? And I love to travel. So how can I put my love of travel and the ability of me needing, purpose, drive, something? So why don't I become a travel agent? I love to research. I love to stress on the behalf of someone else. I love to help guide everything for someone. I like to be that missing person for them. That's my job. My job is that. So I love to do my job. I love to. We come up with a narrow plan. Say you want to go to Vegas. Well, first thing we plan is your flight and your room. You tell me something you like. You're taking your significant other. So you give me a list of 3 things you like. You give me 3 things they like. And I put those 3 together, those 6 things together. Try to find something for y'all to do at least once a day within what y'all like. And then looking at what y'all like, see if there's something that is a blend or close to something y'all may like that you didn't think of. For example, y'all want to go to Vegas, and yes, of course you want to gamble, go see a couple shows, but then we want to go golf, which there's a lot of golf courses there, and you want to go hike there's mountains back there, some beautiful red mountains in the background. You want to go hike some mountains. It's great. Find, a tour guide or someone to go with you, or we find a decent place where you go. But how about we also see about a 1 hour, 2 hour helicopter, or a 20-minute, hour, however long helicopter ride. And they take you around the city, they take you around the mountains, and you just be able to see stuff that's within the perimeters of what you want. May cost a little more, but then that's a memory that's there forever. So it's not something you have to do. It's just a recommendation. So I got in this what is a travel agent? So I'm like, okay. So in my head, travel agent was someone that went out all the time and had these huge lists of everybody that's wanting to travel. That is not a travel agent. That is blessed travel agents, but that's not all travel agents. So I've done car sales, RV sales, and worked in retail as well. And the thing about RV sales and car sales, they give you a list. Say, call these people. People walk in and say, hey, I want to buy a car. I want to buy an RV. I just want to look. So you have something to look at, and you know someone's going to walk in. You're going to at least get 3 or 4 walk-ins if you're just sitting at your desk. If you push, you can get 3 or 4 a day. So it's just one of those I've got to do it all on my own, which I'm not complaining. It's something I signed up for. I've got to figure out how to get my leads. I have to figure out how to get you guys. And this is one way. Do the lives. Social media marketing. Shaking hands and kissing babies, The old politician thing. That's what salespeople got to do. So I know tomorrow, since it's supposed to be warm, in the 20s, I might go hit a few businesses up and see if there's any, a couple other things and say, hey, can I come in and do a presentation for 40 employees? Because you never know. Someone wants to go on a trip. Everywhere. People want to go on trips. They just don't know how to do some of these trips. But it's my job to figure out how to get these people talking to me. So that's what I've got to do. And so, yeah. So it's not what I thought it was, but it's everything I thought it was at the same time. So it's just one of those, I'm just now starting out. I'm not freaking out. I've already had a family member hit me up for a honeymoon. I've had people message me, hey, I'm going to go here. Can you look at hotels for me? So I got family members I'm working on, but hey, nickel and dimers are nickel and dimers, and it's a start. But this is something else I learned while learning about this is you have specialties, and you have those out there that just do cruises. 1 cruise line, 2 cruise lines, 3 cruise lines. I think I got 4 or 5, but really only really pushing 2 or 3 unless you say something. But if there's a cruise line I don't have, I'll get it for you. So don't worry about that. But you have those that just do certain hotels, airs. There's people that just do Europe. There's people that just do Disney. There's people that just do Universal. There's people that just do all-inclusives. So my specialty is going to be anything in North, Central, South America, and the Caribbean. If that is a cruise, if that is a trip, if that is a vacation, and to me there's a difference between a trip and vacation. I'll get over that in a second. If that's Disney, which I am part of, if that is Universal, I'm part of. I'm certified in both. Vegas trip, Miami trip, Puerto Rico, South America. If you want to go to Ecuador, got some great recommendations. There's a few places we can't just because Americans can't go under our passport. But that's my specialty. That does not mean I will not book you a trip to England. Oh, I will book you anywhere in the world you want to go. But for expertise and the ability to focus my training, because the world's big, I'm focusing on the Western Hemisphere. Because there's a lot to do between Alaska and Canada all the way down to the tip of Argentina and Chile. There's a lot to do there. To include 2 expeditionary cruises, it's once in a lifetime. If you go to Argentina, there's a cruise that goes to Antarctica. I think there's one from Miami as well, but Argentina, as well as the Galapagos Islands. Both are part of North America, and trust me, there's people lining up for these cruises that are just certain times of year, and they fill up fast, and they're the more expensive ones. But yeah, that's the cruise industry, or the travel industry. So that's where I would like to do. I know next few months I'm planning in April, May. I'm looking to hopefully start traveling a little bit. Maybe do a cruise. I'm going to do a cruise and maybe go somewhere for a weekend, and that's going to try to be a regular monthly thing. So I can have videos for here. Videos for here, photos for Facebook, photos for Instagram, and more knowledge on these areas so we can actually build. My expertise and the need and want to go do something. But earlier I said something about passports, right? Hey, there is a new law starting May 7th, 2025. I will do a video on this where I'll have way more information. But as of May 7th, 2025, for travel now, you cannot just use a regular driver's license. If you have a regular driver's license and not a real ID, they will turn you away. Or 2 other things which I'll get to here in a second. So a real ID is a driver's license. I believe there's 2 or 3 states that have something called an enhanced license. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to do more video on it, break it down more. Those are accepted. Those are considered real ID. But real IDs, when you go get a driver's license, they're going to say, you want a driver's license or a real ID? If you say real ID, it's the same thing. So here's my Florida driver's license right there, right? Florida, right? If you look right there in the corner, if you have a gold star or a star of some sort in the top right hand corner, if you're looking at it, that means you're good to go. That is a real ID. I believe it's an additional fee. Most states, I know, I want to say mine was like $100 plus the whatever $50 it is to get it. So you need a real ID or a passport or a military ID. Now this is only for in the United States travel. If you go international, you still need a passport. Real ID won't cut it. You got to have your passport. Now, there are some countries you can go to with just your driver's license. That is Puerto Rico. That is Guam. That is the U.S. Virgin Islands. That is, I want to say, the Marshall Islands. Now, Guam and Marshall Islands, you may need a passport, depending on where your layovers are, to get there, because they're in the Pacific Ocean. But there are territories, so therefore, technically, all you need is your thing. But Puerto Rico is right off Florida. You don't need a passport to go to Puerto Rico. I recommend a passport if you travel. It makes things a whole lot easier. Most cruise lines, you don't need a passport, but there are a few that are starting to go, hey, you need your passport. If you do cruise line, you need at least a certified birth certificate, not the one you got the day you were born, but a certified one. So you may have to go get one from the health department in the state you are from. But yeah, so that is the big change coming. And like I said, I will do a video on that. And again, if anybody is watching, please send your questions. If you're not, that's fine. So I'm going to wrap it up here, but there's a thing I do want to do. It is my job to sell, so let me just put it out there. Right now, through March, April timeframe, is what's known as wave season within the cruise industry. It means the best deals are between, I want to say, December through, like I said, March or April. So, like right now, Virgin Voyages is offering 80% off second cruise personnel, and guests, 80% off second guests, and up to $300 in drink packages. But that's also Virgin Voyages that has all included in your price, your gratuity, so your tips, your any food on the thing. You don't have to pay extra for the steakhouse. It's included. You don't have to pay extra for the higher end foods. It's all included. Your essential drinks, so your sodas, your water, your bubbly water, which is what I drink, regular coffee, drip coffee, and non-pressed juices, so your generic orange juice, not the fresh press. Those are all free. That's all included in your price. Live events, group fitness. So yeah, so there's a lot included in that already, and then they're also offering more discounts. I know Carnival's doing something like as cheap as $499, $500 cruises. Viking has some deals going on. Some of these deals in as early as January 31st, and there might be a new deal coming in right out behind it. Some of these don't end until, some of these cruise lines deals do not end until March 31st. I think I saw one as late as April 7th. So there's a lot of things going on right now, as well as you have your all-inclusive resorts and stuff having great deals right now as well. So if you are interested in any of that, please reach out to me. My next slide will have my contact information minus phone number. Just because the internet's really big. So, I mean, if you get to my website, if you get to my Facebook, which both are on there, my number is on there if you need to contact me, or just send me an email, and I have no problem answering any questions you may have. Anything. Like I said, my job is to answer your questions, get your questions answered, because I may not know it, but I'll get it for you. May not be, the answers aren't always what we want to hear, but I'll get you an answer. And then also fight on your behalf. So if anything needs to change, or there's a long wait time on hold, let me call. Let me be the one to wait the 2 or 3 hours while you have nothing to worry about. Stress free. Your vacation's going to be great. But yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions later, please leave them in the comments here. Leave them in the comments on any video that I ever post. And again, I ask, if you're going to say something's wrong, please try to help guide me into something that's right, because I have no problem. I'm not a big head person, so I can always guide. You can help me guide these videos a little better. Every Tuesday I will post a video, and every other Wednesday I will go live. So this way I can stay interactive with my community. As we grow, it will all be better, and then we can look at how this is all done together. Like I said, my next is going to have my website, my email, and my Facebook page and my Instagram. So again, as I do these trips, videos and photos will be taken from here, Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying to grow. So again, thank you all so much for coming out. Until next time, aloha.